Shalom, this is Mary Omni from the World Government House of King David, Holy Covenant Constitutional Enforcer. I'm the woman of Galatians 4:4 and the woman of Revelations 12. Please refer to your Bible. And all I ask you to do is consider that I am who I say I am. I'm the mother of the New Jerusalem, and I'm the mother that gave birth to newborn King Emmanuel, February the 15th, 2011. This is a Republic notice of why blacks should accept Elvis Presley as the king. Why blacks should accept Elvis Presley as the king of Babylon, that is. This is why they should accept him. Elvis, E-L-V-I-S, has the same lettering as evils, E-V-I-L-S. Elvis evils, Elvis evils, Elvis evils. King Elvis, king of evils. Elvis evils, okay? Same lettering. Think that's a coincidence? No, it's not a coincidence. It is for you black folks to identify who Babylon calls their king. And who they call their king have the same letters as evil. So they call him the king of evil. Why is he evil? Because him and Babylon in clanism said it was okay for him to still imitate black songs, music, dance, style, and everything and call it his own. He didn't even say when he first came out he was hanging around blacks, copying off of blacks. But a lot of people knew it. And they convinced us that they didn't want to play our music because it had something to do with race. No, it didn't. In truth, what it had to do with them wanting the right to steal it. Wanting to steal it and not give the proper pioneers the credit when they stole it. So no, they didn't play black music a lot unless it came to somebody like the evils of Elvis, who could then act like it came out of a white mouth and act like all this came from white people. So they propped Elvis up as the king of rock and roll because he's the king thief in chief. He is the king of all the evils in the music industry. And he is a poster boy for all the stolen music of blacks in the industry. And that's why his name is the same letters as evil. All these dumb contractors tried that same thing he did. All they wanted to do was think they can store and whore and steal the Shekinah, which is the cosmic mother goddess that produced soul music for the kingdom of David and commissioned black singers to sing the Judah story. So he stole from the Judah story and act like it was his stories because he had a little bass in his voice and he hung around black people and could parrot. Hear what I say? Parrot well. And parrots can sing and they can imitate. He could parrot well. So yeah, he the king of parroting and he the king thief for an corporate doctor system that wanted to act like they can only play music if it's coming out of a white male or a white mouth or from white people, because we couldn't show our black face because then they couldn't get away with setting the foundation for massive theft and stealing and copyright infringement and trademark infringement. And thinking they can steal soul music, what blacks is going to sleep forever on their pioneering. And Michael Jackson warned us before he died. He said, don't just say you're going to do something, and then when you leave here, you don't understand the magnitude of the theft that has been waged upon you. He said they only started calling him all these different names when he outsold Elvis. when he outsold Elvis and the Beatles is when they started saying he was committing, child pedophilia, when they started saying wacko jacko and all this stuff. When his Thriller album outsold Elvis Presley and the Beatles, he became then the poster boy for anything that the media beast wanted to wage at him. And he did have his flaws. I'm not overlooking him. He did have his flaws, because one of his problems was he wanted to be too much like Babylon. He wanted to have Babylon-looking children. And every time these black guys want to be with these Babylon whores and act like they want to be with these whores and their children, that opens the door to Dracons that then eat them up. If you look at a lot of these black men, they're ate up when they run with these Babylon whores. I mean, I can name a few off the top. Besides Michael Jackson, Grover Washington Jr. had an early death. Richard Pryor had an early death. O.J. Simpson is all Babylon whored up sitting in jail. Some guys now are sick. This man with Mariah Carey started having his bouts, and he better watch out, because the Dracons ain't finished with him yet. He want to pretend Mariah Carey is his rib when she ain't even in the covenant. He's Judah, and he knows he belong with Judah that comes out of a black woman, and this is just as simple as that. He knows he belong with a black woman that comes out of a black woman and a black man, and Mariah Carey is not that. This is why he's having a lot of sickly problems. He fighting the own son in his body. And this is what these people do. Like Michael Jackson, they fought the own son in their body. When you think of somebody like Bob Marley, he was all fine with Rita. When he was with Rita, everything was okay. When he started whoring with them Babylon whores, bleaching that seed further, then the son started turning on him. He started fighting his own son. His beautiful mother gave him a Hebrew Israelite heritage, and he started taking that Hebrew Israelite heritage for granted and started running with white women and producing white children. As long as he was true to Rita, he was healthy, and then the Dracons couldn't get a hold of him. Once he started messing with white women, he started messing with Dracons and allowed the open entrance of them in his body, and they started eating them up. Now, the Elvis of evil had to do with the same thing, because Michael Jackson so-called married Lisa Presley at one time and kissed her in front of the world, trying to prove something to the world, which he wasn't proving nothing, because he was still running with, a woman that a Dracon can infiltrate. And what he did was transfer really Elvis Presley estate to his mother, because Lisa Presley is a consenter. She consented to Michael, and Michael was born from a non-consenter. So all of Michael wealth bounced right back to Catherine. So anything Lisa Presley consented bounced right to Catherine. That's Catherine's estate. That's Catherine's estate, and then the whole Judah estate, because he stole Judah music. And then there's this lie going around that he paid Jackie Wilson hospital bill. Oh, white people like the glory off of some charity they supposed to give after they done stepped on our 14 birthrights and came here as poor charity cases from around the world. Somehow by their white skin, they giving us charity of our own wealth. So they talking about Elvis Presley supposed to have paid Jackie Wilson hospital bill. Jackie Wilson owned the land, the hospital bill, the 14th you was born under, and all the music you stole, Elvis. Okay, you couldn't pay him what was already his. He owned the hospital by supreme contract. He owned all your music, Elvis Presley, by supreme contract. Okay, white folks, you didn't do nothing for Jackie Wilson, but maybe turn over some of the crumbs that you stole, but you still got a supreme ownership, clean, lien on everything you got, because black folks hold no debt. They non-consenters in the Constitution, so that means they do not succumb to any debt contracts. So, yeah, this is why blacks should accept Elvis as the king, because he is the poster of the evils of the music thievery, and their whole thing is just theft. They have nothing but theft. They have nothing but parody. They have nothing but imitating. They have nothing but stealing. And that's all they ever had. And Elvis, with his name Evil, is the poster boy for that. And this is why he died on the toilet, because he's a dung contractor trying to pretend constitutionality of constitutional owned music. And he died on the toilet as a dung contractor. He got stuck in his dung, and he in his dung in hell. So I hope you love your king, because all you do is consent that you all are consenters to thievery, and you all loveth a lie and liketh a lie. A lie, and you all love evil that made him your king. So he's your king of thieving evil. You can look on the internet. Every song blacks did, he was somewhere imitating, because he took advantage of the minority of blacks being ran over by corporate doctrine dung contractors, refusing to play their music. No, not because of their race, but so they can steal and claim. It was so they can steal and claim something that was not theirs, and contractually they cannot overcome. This is Mary Omni from the House of King David. Shalom.